Everyone, today I'm going to talk about LLM Chinchilla scaling law with some of the hands-on example with Colab, Google Colab, right? And let's understand about this law. So what this law says, the smarter way to train a large language model to fewer parameters, means very small parameter, fewer parameter, more data, better performance. With few parameter, more data. That is the model, right? So few parameter and more data, not for more parameter with more data. So that's the law says. So let's talk about this one. Training data sets, and this is your LLM model. You are giving data to LLM models, and for years the approach is training large language model was the simple scale up model size and bigger means better, right? Scale up means increasing CPU and so on, and bigger means to be better, but that's not true. So that's what OpenAI did, right? OpenAI GPT 3.5 175 billion parameters and trained 300 billion token. So 300 billion because, but the DeepMind, so that's what OpenAI DeepMind Chinchilla paper flapped that strategy rather throwing the more parameter at a more problem. Chinchilla scaling law, so that model were being untrained. So what it says, if you fewer parameter, more data. So we need to do that. Fewer parameter, more data, right? The key inside, if you have a fixed compute budget, use a smaller, more trained, more data, right? That's a key thing. Let's break down. It's explored hands-on with. So I have put here Colabs. You can also go through this one, right? So I'm not going. How do we determine the optimal model size of training data sets? The paper asks the key questions. How do you find the model balance between model size and data sets? That's very two things, right? Model size and data size. So these three things we got. Parameter count not too large, parameters should be less, training data much more, and token to parameters, token is 20 times, parameter is 1. So this is a contract with order scaling, like from OpenAI, which is prioritize large model over the large data sets. So 2.5 billion LLM optimal training data says, is it 1 billion tokens, optimal LLM size? This is the question. So let's talk about the problem over the parameterized undertrained model, right? So this Chinchilla law says number of training token and model size should increase at the same rate. Most of the current LLM are undertrained. GPT-3 need 11x more training data to achieve the optimal. So the more data and less compute, that's the outcome is here. The GPT-3 was trained 300 billion token. According to Chinchilla laws, it needed 3.3 trillion tokens to fully train 11x more, right? The key takeaway and learning is here. Don't just make bigger, right? Train them longer. Use token to parameter 20, approximate 20:1 ratio, right? So with the limited compute, smaller model, more data, beat the massive model with too little training. That's the Chinchilla law says. If you see here in this diagram, 2:1, 20:1, it's beat here, and 200:1. So if you see here parameters, Llama less parameter, Chinchilla is here, Falcon is here, Gemini is here. So they have more parameter and 20:1 ratio, they beat. So this is just simple example. So you guys can, this is my Collabs, and I have nothing done. I just the install matplot and the draw, set up the model size versus training tokens. This is just output, like which is best. Compute GPT-3 versus Chinchilla. the compare which is better. Summary, like this is just for starting for anyone is starting LLM. It's just theoretical knowledge. It help to to learn and more. So what you want to drive more, so you can practice and copy and run your notebook, your account, your own Google account, OpenGB. And if you really like to see the more in LLM, AI, Gen AI, MVP or big data, so please subscribe my channels and follow me on Medium and LinkedIn and YouTube as well. Thank you for watching.